This is News Channel 20 at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The snow stopped falling in Springfield hours ago, but there's still light snow falling in the Champaign-Urbana area.
Yeah, we're taking a live look here now of the scene. This is the intersection of I-72, I-57, and I-74. It's hard to see there because it's so dark, but there is a little bit of light snow, and we're going to take a closer look at that day there in just a moment.
News Channel 20's Matt Witkos is also live for us. He's in Springfield to look at how parts of the region got a lot of snow and some didn't see any.
But we begin with Storm Team 20 Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke.
And today it was certainly winter in full force. We were dealing with some snowfall. We were also dealing with some stiff winds and some chilly temperatures too. So any way you slice it, it really looked and felt like winter for today. Snowfall amounts though did vary quite a bit from one side of the state to the other. Mount Zion picked up nearly 6 inches of snowfall. On the other side of the state though, around Jacksonville, hardly anything, just a trace of snowfall there. Now we are still dealing with some snowfall right now, especially along the Interstate 57 corridor and points eastbound. Still the snowflakes are flying around Watsika, Rossville, all the way down towards Casey and Greenup. And the snows, though, will start to wind down and really come to an end a little bit later. But at least in the short term, winter weather advisories continue over the eastern part of the state until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. As we look ahead for tomorrow, things will be improving. Still rather breezy, though, but at least the precipitation has come to an end. And we'll talk about a big warming trend that's coming our way. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Unfortunately, many of you had to shovel snow this morning before starting our Wednesday, but not everyone did. A man from Jacksonville shared a photo on our Facebook page. As you can see, no snow fell there today. News Channel 20's Matt Witkos live in Springfield for us tonight with more on the trend in today's snow.
Right now, the streets in Springfield are clear. In fact, with just a couple inches of snow, they cleared up rather quickly, but that wasn't the case elsewhere in central Illinois. Take a look. Central Illinois had a wide range of snowfall. As we drove west to east, the accumulation increased from having no snow on the ground to having a half a foot. You can see just how serious these conditions were by the number of accidents. In Sangamon County, the Sheriff's Department was called out to 4 accidents and 17 stranded motorists. If you had one county over, the number more than doubles. The Macon County Sheriff's Department was called out to 8 accidents and 65 stranded motorists. One semi-truck driver on I-72 between Springfield and Decatur had been stranded for hours after his truck slid off the road.
The snow and everything, and it was like more heavy and massive, I guess, you know what I mean. And right now it's maybe 50% of what it was.
Late Wednesday afternoon, a mother and daughter in Decatur say they were getting out for the first time. The two say they enjoyed some R&R.
Oh, it was bad. The roads was bad. It was slick.
Where you at?
In the bed all day, watching TV.
But as the snow melts in Decatur, the assistant city manager is planning ahead.
And you can probably see now that a lot of the snow has started to melt. However, the weather is supposed to get colder overnight, and so we're expecting some freezing. So we'll be out salting in preparation for that.
Now, if your vehicle went into the ditch, the number to call to get it towed is 424-1311. Now, in Sangamon County, that number is 753-6666. Reporting live in Springfield, I'm Matt Witkos, News Channel 20.
Thank you, Matt. And some of the heaviest snow falling in Champaign-Urbana today. Angelica Sanchez from our sister station Fox Champaign live there now with the very latest.
Well, here in Champaign County, wind conditions were really the big story. Finally, right now, conditions are calming down. However, this is still not good enough for drivers to be out on the roads. In fact, at 6 o'clock, highway officials made the call to get plows off the road because of poor visibility. So Illinois State Police is really advising that you stay off the roads tonight. In fact, today alone, they say that they responded with over 200 incidents between midnight last night and 5:30 p.m. today. They say conditions are slick out there, so please be very careful. They say if you have to go out there tonight, absolutely have to, that you have an emergency kit with you and that you have a full tank of gas. Again, if you don't have to go out today, please don't. You really don't want to be out here right now. For now, reporting live in Champaign, I'm Angelica Sanchez. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Angelica. Today's snow means some roads, including the interstates, have been tricky to drive on today. Here's a live look at IDOT's winter road conditions map. West central Illinois is pretty much in the clear right now, though there are patches of ice and snow on the road south of Springfield. Decatur, Champaign, Urbana, and east central Illinois are still in the red. IDOT says that's because they're still covered with snow and ice.
Today's storm caused thousands of people around Springfield to lose power. CWLP says its problems came with the strong winds, which reached nearly 40 miles per hour in the capital city. CWLP was working through the early afternoon to restore electricity, but those outages meant many people were turned away from businesses without power.
We come here to get a few groceries, and my husband just got out of the hospital. We need prescriptions to take home with us.
I hit Panera, McDonald's, Arby's, Steak and Shake, and a gas station down the road closer to Clear Lake.
Before you head out the door tomorrow, tune in to News Channel 20 Sunrise. Joe Crane will have the very latest forecast. You can also use our News Channel 20 weather app. It's on your phone.
Education Watch and New at 10 for you. Hundreds of parents in the North Mac School District want action taken against the superintendent. News Channel 20's Brett Baldick joins us now with why many parents are so upset.
A parent group did present the school board with more than 400 signatures tonight as part of a petition to try and replace current superintendent Marisha Cullen. Now, the parents who did attend tonight were wearing black shirts with the name Cullen crossed out. Parents say the superintendent does not follow safety plans, specifically during the carbon monoxide leak in 2014. Parents believe that situation could have been prevented if the school fixed heater problems properly. Since that time, the group of parents says the emergency plan has not improved.
There's no safety plan. Anything they're supposed to follow, they don't. It goes back to 2014 of the carbon monoxide leak. In January, there was a gas smell in the elementary building. Our kids was locked in the classrooms. They did not evacuate.
Parents tonight also accused the superintendent of creating a hostile work environment. Now, we did ask the superintendent for a comment tonight, and here is what she had to say. Superintendent, you can't talk to us? You don't want to say anything about what was said? The board says they will review the information and the petition tonight, but no immediate action will be taken against the superintendent. Reporting live outside of the North Mac School District, Brett Baldick, News Channel 20.
Thank you, Brett, for that report. Governor Bruce Rauner stopped by Southeast High School today to discuss his plans for education. Students had the chance to ask the governor questions, including one junior who grilled the governor on his veto of a plan to fund MAP grants.
With losing potential college students, you lose potential workers in Illinois who could raise the income and have to pay taxes. So why did you veto the bill?
Right now, some schools are fronting students the money to continue getting the grants, but others without cash reserves are not able to do that, meaning students must find the money elsewhere or drop out. Here's Governor Rauner's answer.
The reason we vetoed the bill is we don't have the money. The Democrats in the General Assembly, controlled by Speaker Madigan, have spent the money they put it other places. That's wrong. Education should be our first priority. That money's gone. That money's spent.
Governor Rauner says he would support a MAP grant bill that comes with funding mechanism. A couple of different plans have been introduced that tie the funding to emergency budget powers or procurement reform.
New tonight, a law book used by Abraham Lincoln is now back with another one from the same edition at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. We're told the book is number 2 in a 3-book series. The museum already had number 1. What you see there is a picture of them side by side. The new edition from the Montana Historical Society is signed, quote, Lincoln and Herndon by Lincoln's law partner, William Herndon.
Coming up, what one top Republican is saying tonight about President Obama's plan to close the Guantanamo Bay prison.
You're watching News Channel 20 at 10 with John Rieger, Stacy Skryzak, Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke, and Sports with Donnie Tillman. This is News Channel 20 at 10.
In national news, House Speaker Paul Ryan saying today Republicans will take legal steps to keep open the U.S. prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Ryan says he has enough votes to block the president's plan and is taking all preparations needed to keep terror suspects from being moved to the United States.
In his plan to close Guantanamo Bay, the president proposed transferring terrorist detainees to American soil. But Congress and the American people have clearly spoken on this issue. This is against the law, and it will stay against the law.
The president wants to move 35 of the detainees there to other countries, with the 60 or so others coming to the U.S. A Republican could be President Obama's pick to fill the empty seat on the Supreme Court. CNN reports Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval is being vetted by the White House for a possible nomination. Sandoval is a former federal judge and is considered a moderate Republican, but a spokesperson for him says neither the governor nor his staff have talked with the White House about the seat.
And the cleanup continues across the southern part of the United States tonight after powerful storms causing tornadoes swept through. At least 5 people were killed in Virginia, Mississippi, and Louisiana. What you see here is damage from a storm there west of New Orleans where 2 people died. One man there says he was in his RV when the tornado ripped through.
Just like a tumbling car, and the tree smashed into it, and I was pinned. It happened so fast, I don't know.
The Red Cross is helping with relief efforts across the country. If you'd like to donate and learn more about what they're doing, just head to our website, newschannel20.com.
And Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke joining us now. Quite a change, from the south to here, the snow, and then the East Coast getting some flooding issues.
And it's all because of that same storm system, so it did produce a variety of weather conditions across the country. For us, though, we brought the snow, and because temperatures stayed up above the freezing mark all day long, was that heavy, wet, slushy snow that we saw. I'll let you know if there's another round of winter coming our way. I'll have your full forecast and much more coming up right after the break.
It's the Green Hyundai Cam at Lake Springfield Marina. You're watching ABC News Channel 20. Now, your Storm Team 20 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke.
And good evening, everyone. It was certainly winter in full force for today. We had that heavy, wet, slushy snowfall that came down. We also had the very strong winds as well. It really made for some tough travels, but the good news, it made for a very pretty landscape. Here's some pictures I wanted to share with you. The first one comes from Colette from Springfield, and it does show some ducks swimming in the pond, so at least the ducks didn't seem to mind the cold, wintry weather that we had for today. Another shot came into us from Katie from Edinburgh, and it shows her backyard. Now, around the Edinburgh area, we did see clearly almost 3 to about 4 inches of snowfall across the region, so her backyard really got transformed into a winter wonderland earlier this afternoon. And our last picture comes to us from Carol, so thanks, Carol. This is a shot from Frontage Road in the Williamsville area, and there too you see a very wintry scenario, but scenes like that were very, very typical all through central Illinois. The good news, the worst of the storm is over with, so things are going to be improving from here on out. As we take a look now at the weather guarantee, and the good news is that I was forecasting a high of 39 degrees. Instead, it was 40, so very close to it. Another $100 going to our featured charity this month. So that means we're now up to about $1,600 so far for the month, so great news for our featured charity. Now, along with that, too, as we were mentioning, we saw a lot of snowfall across the region. Decatur was one of the bigger winners, picking up 6 inches of snowfall. Leroy had 5 inches. Homer had 4.9, and just a little bit below that, we had Pana and Effingham well over 4 inches, and officially for Springfield, 2.6 inches of snowfall. For the most part, the storm is really winding down, and that plethora of watches and warnings that we had earlier, well, most of those have been allowed to expire. What we still have active in effect, though, is right here across the eastern part of the state. This is where we have winter weather advisories, mainly right along Interstate 57 and points eastbound. A winter weather advisory still in effect till 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. So basically, we're still dealing with some snow and still some stiff winds here across the eastern part of the state. Now, in closer inspection, you can still see the shades of purple. That's where we actually have snow still coming down. And places like just south of Kankakee, back over towards Watseka, Rossville still reporting some snow, all the way down towards Danville, Paris too reporting some snow, even down towards Casey and Greenup. So at least some locales are still reporting light to occasionally moderate snowfall, so still watch out for some slippery roadways, especially as you head eastbound. Winds have come down quite a bit from what they were earlier. Right now we have sustained winds around 15 to about 25 miles per hour. There have been some gusts, though, in excess of 30 miles per hour. One of the worst spots, at least earlier, was around Champaign, where we had peak wind gusts up to 56 miles per hour earlier this afternoon. So again, the winds have come down, but they'll still stay rather blustery for the rest of the overnight hours and staying rather strong too, at least through tomorrow. But the big news, again, our storm system continues to wind down as it continues to pull away from Ohio, lifting over towards the eastern parts of Canada. And as it pulls away, it's going to take all that sloppy, adverse weather along with it. So let's check on our forecast in greater detail as we take you through the rest of the overnight hours. Still looking at that leftover residual snow shower activity here across the eastern part of the state, but the tendency is that the snow showers will start to kind of wind down. Still, at least through early tomorrow morning, to see a stray snow shower or snowflake certainly cannot be ruled out. But as you can see, most of us here across central Illinois basically dealing with mostly cloudy skies tonight through early tomorrow morning. During the afternoon tomorrow, the clouds will start to thin out and start to erode. We'll start to see some clearing skies taking place later on for tomorrow. By the time we reach Friday, looking pretty good, a mix of clouds and sunshine, and looking exceptionally nice, especially by the weekend. By Saturday, mostly sunny skies again across central Illinois. So our forecast for tonight showing that we'll still be seeing some rather stiff winds, sustained winds around 20 to 25 miles per hour, occasionally some gusts up to 35 miles per hour. That's not half as bad, though, as what they were earlier today. Precipitation again winding down, coming to an end. Overnight lows dropping down to 30. And that being said, even though we're up above the freezing mark right now, because temperatures will start to drop below the freezing mark, do watch out for some slick spots on the roadways and sidewalks later on for tonight. Looking ahead for tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies up to 38 degrees. But the good news is going to be warming up big time for the upcoming weekend. Our Peerless 7-day planner showing, look at that, we'll be up to 55 degrees on Saturday. Sunday too, not looking too shabby, 62 degrees. So any snow and ice that we've had today, it'll be long gone by the weekend as we have a nice taste of springtime coming our way again this weekend.
What an unbelievable system. Hitting hard and then moving out quick for the weekend.
That's the way I like it. Coming in fast,
Get them out of here.
And nice weather to end it the week. We'll still ahead something we all might want to listen up. The seldom used tax credit that could mean thousands of dollars for you.
In consumer news, it's a tax credit that could mean thousands of dollars. More on that IRS return, and it often goes unclaimed.
News Channel 20's Adam Reif shows us what you need to do to get it.
A financial counselor helped Yvonne Mejias file her taxes. She was able to get a refund of thousands of dollars last year by taking advantage of the Earned Income Tax Credit. She said the refund made a big difference.
It helped a lot. I work hard, but I don't make that much money, so it was a big deal for me.
Consumer Reports' Toby Stanger says millions of Americans qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit on their yearly tax return.
If you're a lower or moderate income worker, this can give you back some or all of the money you've paid in taxes. You might even get more. This can really impact your tax refund.
The amount of Earned Income Tax Credit you can collect depends on your income, marital status, and how many children you have. A single person without any children making almost $15,000 a year can get more than $500. And a married couple with 3 children making almost $50,000 a year can get over $6,000 back. But too few people know about this tax credit.
1 in 5 households in the United States that is eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit does not claim it.
And for those unsure tax filers, Yvonne's financial counselor, Dulce Medina, has this advice.
It is actually money that they deserve to get back, that's something available for them, and then they should actually claim it.
You can find out whether you qualify for the federal Earned Income Tax Credit along with other available credits and deductions on the IRS's website. Adam Reif, News Channel 20.
Still ahead here, regional semifinal play continues for Prep boys basketball. David Coy is up next with a recap of tonight's big games.
Now sports with David Coy.
The path to Peoria continues tonight with regional semifinal play for Prep boys basketball. Both Riverton and Auburn are quite familiar with one another. Pleasant Plains head coach Cliff Cameron scouting out his next opponent starting in the third quarter. Tristan Weaver puts up the J, but he just misses. Aubrey Beard is there for the rebound and the putback. Game tied at 28 apiece. Hawks would respond. Check out Anthony Frank outside the arc, puts it up, and he gives him 3 points. Hawks up by 2. Then Benji Eaker would drive and make the teardrop. Auburn leads 40-36. Fourth quarter we go. Weaver goes all around the defenders on the baseline. That lay-in is good to go. Then Nate Brower would find Beard in the paint. He would get the bucket plus the foul. Auburn comes away with the upset. They will meet Plains on Friday, 55-50. The Warriors looking for a chance to play in their own regional championship. They meet Olympia. First quarter, Dalton Fletcher from the corner puts it up, and he drops in the 3-ball. Athens down 12-10. Later on, Nick Hanner would drive, miss the floater, but Matt Wendling is there for the rebound. Actually make that 2 rebounds and the putback. That's good to go. Warriors working the corners. This time it's Wendling. He drains the 3. Auburn make that. Athens moves on to face Farmington this Friday, 54-42. In the Eureka Regional, Williamsville, Peoria Christian battle it out. Fourth quarter, down by 9. Harrison Cresswell working the paint. He makes the bucket plus the foul. 10 seconds left now. Down by 2. Matt Watson would drive, and he would tie the game with this basket. Timeout, Peoria Christian. Then, on the inbound pass, Watson steals the ball, and he takes it the other way, puts it up as time expires. He beats the buzzer with a 3. Williamsville wins it 54-51. How about the winner of this game will meet the Bullets on Friday, Porta and Tremont. First quarter, check it out with Michael Curry because he went long and made the 3-ball. Max Mueller working the post, goes inside and he makes the basket. Later on, Curry would intercept the pass, take it the other way. He would finish at the rack. Porter wins in overtime, 74-73. In Class 1A, Calvary looking to move on to the championship game. They take on Liberty. Deion Matthews doing some work tonight. He would define the hoop here with a 3-ball. Later on, he would make another trade, but the Saints' season comes to an end, 68-33. In the other game, Triopia would fall to Astoria. Then Pawnee tops Winchester 57-55. They meet Lincolnwood for a regional plaque on Friday. At the Greenfield Regional, South County downs Calhoun. Carrollton tops Greenfield. The 2 winners of those games will meet for the regional title on Friday. Then Mother Nature caused some problems and some games had to be moved to tomorrow. In Class 1A at the Decatur Lutheran Regional, both of the games will be played on Thursday. Ridgeview and Sangamon Valley at 6 and LSA and Mount Pulaski at 7:30. Then at Tacomas Regional, St. Anthony and Central A&M have been moved to tomorrow evening at 7. And in Class 2A at Argenta, St. Teresa and AO will tip things off tomorrow at 7. The winner will face Monticello on Friday for the regional title. Then Teutopolis, Pena, and Marshall will be moved to tomorrow night. Well, that's a look at your sports. Make sure you don't go anywhere because Cheryl will be back with a final look at your forecast. So keep it right here.
Finally, tonight it was a celebration of African American history at the Governor's Mansion tonight. The Rounders hosting a reception that featured performances by Black artists. The Governor also talked about how Illinois has celebrated Black History Month in the past and highlighted the accomplishments of African Americans in the state's history.
All right, great event, and getting ready for tomorrow morning. People should still be safe. There might be still some
There
problems.
might be a few slick spots here and there. There might be a few leftover snow showers. I think if they do take place, probably before 5 o'clock, though. So for the most part, tomorrow looking at cloudy skies early on, eventually some slow clearing. 38 for tomorrow, still rather breezy. But the good news as we approach the weekend, things are going to be warming up steadily. 41 for Friday, 55 for Saturday, 62 though for Sunday.
No complaints there.
Looking good for the
I
weekend.
give it 2 thumbs up.
That does it for us. Have a great night.